Number 1. I sit in my living room with a bottle of my favourite wine, alone and unable to sleep.
Tick, tick, tick.
I stare at my clock, illuminated only by moonlight, watching every move of the second hand and waiting for its faint ticking noise.
Tick, tick, tick.
Some people find it incredibly annoying, but honestly, I've always found it rather soothing.
Tick, tick, tick.
You see, not to be too dramatic, but my family has a slight curse.
Tick, tick, tick.
We are born knowing the exact moment, down to the second, when we will die.
Tick, tick, tick.
Unfortunately, it's not a natural death.
Tick, tick, tick.
Something comes for us. Something my great-grandfather made a deal with.
Tick, tick, tick.
And when it does, everything stops.
Tick, tick, tick.
The tick of a clock reminds me that it's not my time.
Tick, tick, tick.
Other family members tried surrounding themselves with friends, enjoying their last moments together.
Tick, tick, tick.
My family members were never found, but the remains of their friends were.
Tick, tick, tick.
So tonight, I sit alone, waiting, wondering for the first time ever, what's going to happen?
Tick.
Number 2. For some reason, my sponsor thought it would be a good idea to get a dog after my second suicide attempt.
A dog will give you purpose to wake up in the morning, and if not a purpose, it'll at least give you a reason to get up, so it won't make a mess in your house.
We both laughed pretty hard at that one. June was on what I liked to call doggy death row. She was a mutt, 3 years old, and had lived a hard life. The missing eye proved that one, but somehow I felt she had been a beauty. Not the type of stuff you can buy from a catalogue or that you inherit. It was the beauty of a survivor, kind of like me. Sobriety didn't seem real until I met June. She's now 12. Her one eye has a milky glaze over it. Got a slight limp, but she is just as fantastic as ever. June saved my life, gave me a life worth living. When the dead began to rise and plague came upon us, there was no question that she would be by my side until the very end. We travelled with a small group of people, 4 of us in total. Everything was fine. Well, as fine as I guess it could be when you're on the run. Until I started to hear the whispers behind my back. How June was weighing us down. How they didn't know how to tell me we needed to let June go. There was even a plan they'd put in place to put her down while I was asleep. June sits here now, licking splatters of blood off my face. I was worried murdering the living would be much worse than killing the dead. She and I both will sleep much easier tonight. Number 3. Missy didn't talk much anymore. Granted, she was only 6 years old, which gave her plenty of time to mature, but still, it was uncommon for a child her age to not construct full sentences yet. Not that Missy seemed to care. She went through life on her own wavelength, without a care for how other people lived. She had been alone since the beginning of her kindergarten year, when her mama had dropped off the face of the earth, run off to who knows where. Daddy was nowhere in sight, had never been around, so she bounced from foster home to foster home, and still she didn't talk. Whatever language she had learned had been lost the day her mama hightailed it out of Redwater, Oregon. The doctors had looked her over, determined that she could talk, but she didn't. It was viewed more as laziness than anything else. The other kids in school didn't like her. They thought she was creepy, and that her mama had left because Missy scared her. So they teased, and they name-called, and sometimes they even threw rocks. And still, Missy stood there, unfeeling, with her deep-set dark eyes that made the teachers cluck and wonder if she'd ever grow up. But grow up she did. But by the age of 14, the kids were no better. They were worse even. She was known as Prissy Missy, and had a reputation for being a prude. She knew a bit of sign language by then, and could write, and that was enough to get by. Still, that didn't stop the taunts, nor the boys from flipping up her skirt in the hallway, but she didn't care. She spent many nights on the roof, staring at the stars and humming, or so it had been said. On the eve of her 16th birthday, they came from the stars. 4 ships made of a smooth purple alloy touched down behind her house, and when the beings stepped out of the ship, they had Missy's deep-set dark eyes.
We came as soon as we could, Missy.
They communed telepathically, as any civilized being does.
It takes a long time from our world to yours, but we never leave a child of ours behind. We are sorry about everything.
I am like you then? Asked Missy, in the same way she had been yelling while the other kids threw rocks. You came here for me.
Your father was one of us, your mother one of them. We heard your cries for help,
said the beings.
Did nobody on this world hear you?
They do not talk here, said Missy. They do not hear what I hear.
You poor dear,
they said.
You must come home with us.
One thing, said Missy with a small smile. One thing before I go. And before Missy set out for the stars to claim her true birthright, she made sure that the town of Redwater, Oregon lived up to its name, and their screams were all silenced. Hello everyone, SinisterShaf here. I hope you enjoyed this short collection of scary stories. I would like to say a big thank you to the authors of these stories for giving me permission to narrate them. So, a big thank you to Painshifter for the story Tick, Tick, Tick. Catteallinna for the story Going to Sleep. And Readarchvillian for the story The Silent Child. I really appreciate them all allowing me permission to narrate their stories. So, if you enjoyed this video, please like, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Also, leave me a comment down below telling me which of these stories was your favourite. And, as always, stay sinister.